The whole world knows that Western kids are spoiled, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger problem. Like with every generation, more and more kids have this issue. Parents are prevented from enacting any kind of discipline, and that's essentially what we're talking about today.
Yep, the spoiled kids.
And it's a real problem because essentially these kids are being corrupted.
And it's only getting worse with each generation passing by.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many times I've looked at a child in the grocery store or just passing by and they're screaming their heads off.
Could you scoot that table a bit closer to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Just so the microphone's closer. Thanks. Move that microphone as close towards you as possible. Thanks. Um, Bible says that the 144,000 are going to be protected from the corruption of women. A lot of these spoiled children are coming from single parent homes, and those single parents are usually women.
Yeah, it's a hard fact of life that unfortunately a household needs to be a man and a woman. So a child gets both aspects of life because there's things that moms can teach their kids and there's
Mm-hmm.
things that dads can teach their kids.
Yep. And if not by a certain age, it's almost too late. And we saw you showed me an example of that here. 1 second here. I'll bring this up on the screen.
Get out, and I want to get my car back, please.
Why isn't she getting out?
I don't know. She's got a lot of problems in life. I can't seem to solve them. So I offered to give her a ride, and now
This is my dad, and I think he's,
I kind of need her
I
dad.
don't know exactly what's going on, but he has the key to the car, so I'm just waiting on him to get out of the building.
You're waiting on him to what?
To get out of the building? To come drive the car?
He's standing right in front,
He just
so
parked us here,
clearly
so
she's
I don't know.
Yeah,
not
but you know he doesn't have to drive you anywhere. But it's his
with it.
car. He doesn't have to take you anywhere if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, so
I
this
understand.
dad's
Well, he already
this dad
told
called
me,
the
so
police
I'm in the
because
car.
he's
I'd
trying to
like
get his daughter out of
go
the
back to
car.
my house whenever
He
he's
doesn't
ready,
want to drive her
basically. So
anywhere.
I'm just sitting in the car.
Okay, but do you realize that if he doesn't want to take you, you have to get out because it's his car, it's his property?
I don't think so. I think
No,
because
I'm letting you know.
No.
But that's how that works.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be sitting here. So, whenever he's ready.
But he doesn't want to drive. You don't want to drive her home?
No, I do not.
I think he might
No, I
be
do
having
not.
some sort of
This is
like early dementia or something, but he is not
Dementia.
acting
a
like
lot of
himself.
reasons for this.
We were just gonna go to Starbucks, and then he said that he had to go, and I can't remember if he said he needed to take a package somewhere and
He
with
had me bring her
mail.
down here. I got her a couple of gift cards because she doesn't have a job.
He did. He just got me a gift
She's
card.
supposed to be in a rehab facility, but somehow managed to get kicked out of it and showed up back at the apartment. So I felt
So he
sorry
rewards
for my
her
mistake.
after
Gave her more money. Gave her more
she
things
gets
to
kicked
do,
out of a
took her
rehab
in so she could
facility,
get food.
drug
Not only did
rehabilitation.
she not get food, she refused to get out of the car.
And then
And now
tries
she
to
refuses
Well, I'm
to get
just-
out of it at all.
has-
I'm
And I
just
need her
trying to
out of the
spend
car.
the day with
I'm
him,
sorry,
or
officer. I
like
know this is crazy.
go out and run
All
errands.
this
We're
time
just
is
trying
Well,
to
she's
spend
been
days.
she's been
When the
educated
father
that this is the
reiterates
kind
that
of
he has
behavior
no
she gets
intention of
rewarded
driving
for.
her, she waves off his refusal as
She
unusual
got gift cards.
behavior
She
and
got
quickly
driven
diagnoses
around.
it as a
You
sign
know,
of early
he
dementia.
was going to take her to
Alexandra,
Starbucks.
who was unemployed and had gotten gift
Right.
cards from her father,
I'm going to mute this. Um, yeah, unemployed, got gift cards from her father, got kicked out of a rehab facility. He's driving her around, doing all these nice things for her. She's clearly misbehaving to such a point where he doesn't tolerate it anymore. He doesn't know how to handle it, so he calls the police. He
Why?
can't even exercise his duties as a father, so he has to involve the police.
Yep.
And that just says, like, not only is society itself preventing parents from being good parents, but they're so afraid of disciplining their own kids that they have to resort to the police disciplining the child, which is actually quite dangerous when you involve the police. They tend to
Yeah.
use excessive force. They use more force than a parent's allowed to make.
Yeah, but yet no one's calling CPS on a cop.
No.
But instead, we're calling cops on good parents, I should say, that barely tap their kids to hit them on the booty, and calling it abuse. If you even have one little red streak around on your butt, oh, there you go. There's your kids.
Well,
Bye-bye.
she's clearly too old to be physically disciplined by her parents. It should have happened way
But
earlier in life.
exactly, that's what I'm talking about.
And she acts like it gets worse as it goes, and she
It
ends up
does.
lashing out against the police. And
Actually, quite violent too.
yeah, and she's not old enough to get charged, but
She is for juvie.
yeah, but not serious enough. And by the time it does get serious enough, already it's ingrained in her
Yeah, it's
personality.
already too late for her.
But
Unfortunately.
here's some examples of how it's not too late, but still they're not getting the discipline that they need.
Exactly.
We bought you 2K15 instead of 2K16.
It was out of stock.
Alex, you can't have the computer.
Yes, I do. I like computers.
No.
Yes, I do.
No.
Hey, let's computers.
Okay, fine, you can have it. Here. No, I'm kidding.
I hate you.
I love you.
That's the closest to discipline these children ever get, is
love
being
you.
mocked.
I hate you.
Why are you screaming at me?
If you love your child, there's a Bible verse on that. If you love your child, discipline them.
Yeah.
An unloved child is an undisciplined one.
Well, you're not gonna get it.
And people would love to discipline their children, but now they're too scared to.
No. 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 No.
I can't say this is the best tactic at all. They're just kind of laughing at them.
All right. The best thing to do in this situation would be carry him into a padded room and lock the door.
Yeah. Even the super nanny, she usually has a child
Can you repeat
go
that?
into what's called a safe room,
Why not?
where there's not really anything the child can hurt themselves on.
Yeah, or break.
And
Yeah, he's done.
she puts them in there and says this is the calm down room.
No.
This is actually how some adults behave.
Yeah.
It's not even just
Example of
children.
that this morning, but older kids, but
No, I could hear it anyways. Yeah, you could just walk outside and see it happening.
oh yeah, right on the street.
Yeah, right in front of your door. Adults acting like these spoiled kids.
I'm done.
And look, that's it right there.
Yep.
That's the problem.
She hugs on that child.
Yep.
Like, and
And-
she's still laughing, but she's just picking him up.
Because
oh,
he started
I love
crying.
You.
He started crying, so it's time to comfort him.
Mhm.
But he can
Like-
scream and throw a fit and throw things around and break things because he doesn't get his way, but he'll be rewarded for crying.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's this kid right here at his own birthday party.
Yeah, I got a nice little cake. Got
Yep.
some friends. Looks like they
Yep.
were at a pool party. Pool parties were always my favorite.
Happy birthday to you.
And then he messes up the cake.
Birthday.
Makes it so nobody can have any cake.
Yep.
And here's this grown woman acting like a child.
Because something really bad happened.
Doesn't want to have a job.
What happened was, I
Apparently
got
she
in a
broke her
fight
own.
with my mom
I'm gonna mute this because her voice annoys me. Yeah, she got into a fight with her mom because she didn't get the right phone. Apparently, there's a phone that's like a plus or a pro version. She didn't get
But
it.
look, the phone's she's got another phone.
Oh yeah, she's got 2 phones.
So she got her way.
She's got 4 MacBooks.
4 MacBooks. She's got one for sending, receiving, blocking, and I don't care what the other one was. But
it doesn't matter. She's got 4. She doesn't need 4. She doesn't even need 1. She really doesn't need any of these things.
she needs a job and a life.
And she's asking for money because she broke one of these laptops.
Yeah,
She even has to show her.
her family is such in debt that she had to pay her medical bills with her mommy and daddy's money.
And she's talking about medical bills for what?
She has a Band-Aid on her foot because she stepped on it.
Because she stepped on her laptop. So she put a Band-Aid on there, and there's medical bills for that? Whatever. Moving on.
Dude, I cut my leg the other day, and all that I did was put a little stitch thing on it. I didn't have to go to the doctor. People are crazy these days.
And you can't even tell the difference between a child and an adult either. The way people act.
Like just the other day, I was watching this couple. We went out to eat, and this couple was just arguing back and forth. And they sounded like they were like 4.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he hit me. No, she hit me. No, he hit me.
Well, what happens when these kids, they brought up without discipline, when they become adults, they become criminals and degenerates and lowlifes and completely useless people in society. They become drug addicts. They do stupid stuff like, like bringing drugs onto a military base and that kind of thing, and thinking that that's something cool.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not cool at all. It's not cool to do drugs. It's not cool to get arrested. It's not cool to disrespect the United States military either.
That's a big
Those things aren't cool at all. Maybe it might be cool to, someone's stupid friends who were also not disciplined when they were kids. But to respectable, upstanding citizens, it's not cool at all.
I can tell you that most of these kids in this video, and including the one that we're about to see,
Yeah.
if my dad would have saw me acting like that, I don't want to explain what he would have done. I can just tell you that he would have been a very mad dad.
These people have a lot to make up for, a lot to change, and they act very entitled, like they deserve the world when they really just deserve a spanking and some time out. And if that means, the police throwing them on the ground and putting them in a jail cell, then that's the adult version of timeout.
Obviously, when I saw you, you just drove onto a curb and almost struck a fence, okay? So I'm gonna need you to step out. Okay?
The driver is clearly out of it and absolutely should not have been driving. However, the most interesting part of this case is that the woman in the car is actually the police sergeant's girlfriend. So the case had to be handed over to a different department due to a conflict of interest. And unfortunately for her, they weren't messing around.
You know it's against the law to be driving under the influence, correct? Okay, you do know that, right? So I don't know why you think you're above the law because of who you're dating. You're gonna get out of the car, I'm gonna have to pull you out. Okay, we're not playing a game like you did with the other officers. Okay? Are you gonna get out of the car?
What game are we playing?
I'm not playing any game with you. Are you gonna get out of the car? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
I have one out on the garage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Really? Oh, what the f***?
You're gonna listen.
Oh.
She wasn't expecting that at all, was she?
You don't get any favors because who you're dating. You understand that? Don't resist.
I want to stop. I can call all your shit.
21469.
Stop. No.
Yeah, stop. You already messed up. Stop, man.
We're 15 one time.
You're not wrong.
Stop. Stop.
But this isn't where the insanity ends.
crazy how
What
polite
could
they're being with
possibly
her
be
right
worse
now.
than driving drunk through residential
They're
streets
still
at
offering her
rush hour,
courtesy.
doing exactly that,
That's how they should
but
treat
with
everyone,
a baby
but,
in the car.
I mean,
I mean, I don't know her
yeah,
issue.
she doesn't deserve any of this. Just because she's dating a
Was the
cop.
child inside the
This
car?
right here is
You grabbed the
what
car. You grabbed the kid.
That
really
kid,
angers me.
yeah, that kid was inside the vehicle
because I was
the whole
Okay,
time.
get the child's
Kids
information.
see their parents.
Are you- I guess your
They
mom?
want
Grandma.
to be
Grandma?
like their parents.
I had no clue.
So that mom driving,
Hello?
that's
Deputy
setting a
Sanchez with the Lee
poor
County Sheriff's
example
Office.
for her child.
Are you
That-
okay?
That woman, she's the
Do you need
grandma
medics to come
of
see
that
you?
child, but that means she's the mother of her.
Okay, so they're gonna
right?
switch out
Or
the
would
cops,
it be the
okay?
mother of the sergeant? I'm not
The
sure.
cops are trying to do everything they
But
can
I
to
didn't
treat
see
the woman
her
with respect,
making
but it
any
seems
effort
she's
to
just
correct
too
that
snide
woman
and
in her
disrespectful
behavior.
to do the same
So-
back, as she immediately starts to pick fights with
Could
the
it be poor
officers.
parenting again?
Ready?
You.
Hey, no.
Yeah,
Mom
get ahead.
told me.
I
What?
don't know why he would say that. Go ahead and
He
get up.
said he you.
I don't know why he would
As
say
a
that.
subordinate. Okay, let's go.
Go ahead and
How
get
are
up.
you trying to lie?
No, get up. Don't do
Go
that.
ahead and get up.
Get up. No. Ahmad
Go
said
ahead
he
and
you
get up.
as
Go
your
ahead and get
subordinate.
up.
You're gonna catch more charges.
Get up. No, I don't give
Get up.
a You know what? Get up.
Get in there.
Watch your step.
The
Ready?
resisting-
He told me.
Hey, get up.
Jasmine.
Hey, get up.
No, he told me.
Get up. Get in there.
He told. Get up. I will. You will not. Get in there.
That's enough.
Stop.
That's enough. Now knock it off. I'm not gonna tell you again. You're gonna knock it off. You're not gonna come out here and kick one of my deputies.
Thank you.
Are you gonna stop? Are you going to
Thank you
stop?
for the evidence.
Are you going to? Now stop.
Yeah,
Get
well,
up.
I should have had the man involved in the
Sit up.
beginning
No,
anyway.
thank you for
He
the
could have lifted
evidence.
her up and put her into the vehicle.
Get up.
So all the woman seemed to be able to do was push her back into the car, which did knock her head against the...
Resisting like this has done nothing but add another charge to her
see that-
already
yeah,
long
you see
list.
that,
The cops talked to a couple witnesses and searched the car, but the
They wouldn't
most
call it
interesting
glass,
part of the
but
whole case comes
could
back
call
at the
safety glass,
station,
I
where
guess.
she's made to take a blood
Well,
alcohol
also,
level test.
those
Remember, the
cop
woman was
cars are
driving
made
recklessly
out of
while
plastic,
allegedly
so they're
drunk,
not comfortable.
carrying a baby on board.
Yeah.
If she doesn't pass this, things don't look good for her position not only out of jail, but as a mother.
Yeah, clearly she fails the sobriety test.
Back in the unit and take you right to jail.
So we're the ones. She's just getting the door for us. She's just getting the door.
Well, they said
Battery
it
on an
for ya.
officer, 3 counts of resisting, obstructing an officer, and
Yeah, we skipped
multiple other
past it,
driving and
but
misbehavior.
these are all the charges that she's facing. I'll just put it up on the screen. So, one of the things that we just skipped past there, which, you know, maybe I shouldn't have, but whatever. They offered to drive her back home after all of these charges. Aggravated DWI, abuse of a child, 2 counts of battery of a police officer, 3 counts of resisting arrest, obstructing an officer, multiple additional charges on top of that. And they offered to drive her home.
Yeah.
They're trying to give this woman special treatment. Clearly she's entitled,
So,
and she hasn't learned anything from this.
no. And she's setting that example for her child. They even said in the video, setting a poor example for her child.
Child was a toddler, if not an infant.
Yeah, but believe it or not, kids are like sponges.
Yeah, and kid'll probably be better off without her in her life.
Yeah, probably, not to be rude or anything, but probably away from that whole family.
Probably not. Probably not. I'm sure that, you know, the favor that she's carrying with the police sergeant will probably help her.
Well, I don't mean away from the dad. I meant like her mom.
I don't even know if that's... We don't even know if that kid is his.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, her connection to... her intimate connection with the police is probably still going to help her. Just one example of many.
There's so many examples.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we need to get into all of them because there's too many.
Way too many. And
Yeah. And I'm sure that people at home could see those examples around them in their own lives. I hope, I really do, I hope that we could all self-examine and try to see how maybe some of that lack of discipline may have affected ourselves growing up, and how we can change that going into the future. You know,
Set the example for our future.
I could speak from personal experience that not having my father around, not having a father figure until later in life, did affect me, and I was a bad kid, and it took consequences. It took God's discipline, and discipline from an angry stepfather who didn't give a shit about CPS, to actually show me that consequences were meaningful, and they taught me a lesson that I needed and that I later on appreciated.
Yeah. When we're kids and we're growing up and we think our parents hate us, we think that they're against us, when in reality, behind the scenes, the parents are usually the one who is crying behind the scenes because they had to give their child a harsh lesson.
Yep. And unfortunately, most mothers, especially single mothers, they don't learn that their child needs a disciplinary figure more than a coddling figure.
Yeah. You can't say, "Oh, it's okay, baby."
Not for everything.
You can break stuff in the house. It's okay.
Yeah. And you can, run away from your problems or scream it away or cry it away. It's not how it works in the real world. And we're supposed to be educating children to become adults, functional adults, members of society that aren't degenerates, they're not criminals. They're people that contribute to something greater than themselves.
Unfortunately, we've got to work on this society.
Yep, and it does start with how we raise these kids, and that's why the 144,000 preserved from this world, but away from it, is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the one thing I'd like for people to take away from this is don't coddle your children.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's hard to do that because CPS. Now, I'm not saying all CPS is bad.
That's all right. They could move to Mexico.
Because, oh, the chancla. the chancla.
What's the chancla?
Latina moms will get out the chancla. Moms know what it is. It's the flip-flop of doom.
Oh.
To whoop that kid's booty. But it moms, when they get real mad, the Latina moms especially, if you do something wrong, the Latina mom said, "Come here, let me whoop your butt with my shoe."
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you got problems with raising kids, bring them to Mexico.
Leave them with a Latina mama. They'll
Yeah.
straighten out.
Well, it's very likely that if a man even has that option. Yeah, I don't even want to speak on that. I think that's that's a whole nother topic. Passport bros, is that what we're gonna call it? I don't know.
Passport bros.
Yeah, reasons to leave the U.S. One of them being your relationship problems with American women.
Go to Mexico.
Can we talk about that next week, please? Because I could totally relate on that one.
Let's think about it.
I feel like I don't even need to think about it. I've got all that stuff buried deep within.
Sounds like we're gonna have a topic for next week.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you and me, we'll talk about it for the next few days and see what we can sort out for people.
Yeah.
But yeah, back again on Monday. We're gonna talk about more problems with the world, not just with kids, not just with women, but also with men or
We're gonna
society's
talk
failed
about
attempt at men.
everybody. This is
Yeah.
what we do. We bring the real tea.
Yes, the reality, the reality,
The reality.
the realness.
That's a great topic, though. I like that.
Yeah. I don't know, that'd be a cool show title. The realness. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Next week going to be a very interesting topic. This week, also interesting, but super sad. Super sad. And there's not a whole lot of solutions out there for Western cultures. You know, first world, they're basically prevented from being good parents. So what's the solution for their kids?
Bring them to Mexico.
Bring them to Mexico. That's like the solution for a lot of things. You got problems in America, come to Mexico.
It's too expensive in America. Go to Mexico.
You can't spank your kids, come to Mexico.
Yeah.
You got women that don't appreciate you, that treat you like garbage. Come to Mexico.
Come to Mexico.
Come to Mexico where you
People
can
are
spank your kids,
so
spend your
much
money,
nicer
and
down here. Come to Mexico.
yeah, women appreciate you.
Everybody appreciates you down here.
What's the appeal to women that are like that though? What's the Oh, I'm sorry, never mind. We don't want you. You can stay in America.
Yeah. That's mean, but you know, if you can like not be like majority of feminists, then never mind, I'm getting that topic.
Yeah, if you got a problem with right wing politics, if you got a problem with you know, what else? Trump supporters, if you got a problem with traditional Christian values, if you think that that you're entitled to whatever handouts,
If you're afraid to wash a dish yourself,
yeah,
stay in America.
yeah, just stay where you're at. You're good there. Don't worry about the war that's coming. You'll be fine with your video games.
Fine. It's
Yeah,
just a little explosion.
if you arm yourself enough and don't train how to use your firearm, just like show it to people on TikTok and like point it at the camera and stuff, so people are really intimidated that you clearly don't know how to use your firearm safely. Then you're okay. You're in America.
Definitely don't work with the safety settings on a gun.
Yeah, and make a lot of stupid friends that are just like you and stay in America. But everybody else who isn't like that, definitely leave, because those people are a problem and they're not going away anytime soon until
the war is about. Actually, it's already starting.
Yeah, and it's this war that started World War III. World War III is really meant to clean up the world.
Yeah, clean up the.
Yeah.
As Mikey usually says, remove the warning labels. But thank you for having me, CJ.
Yeah.
It's been fun as usual.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to more good people making wise choices, and also, making fun of the stupid people that make stupid choices, because they're the reasons why this world needs to change.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, love you, sis.
Love you too, bro.
And love God, love each other. In the name of the returned Christ, Lord Rayo.
Amen.
Amen.